You know, I've been on this committee, and it's a daunting task when you have all these award winners, and then unfortunately, you know a lot of the people, so there's a lot of confusion that goes into it. But they spend a lot of time picking out these projects. So to the award winners, you've endured a tough task through the awards committee. Thank you, Jerry. Okay, now it's time to present AWCI's highest honor, the Pinnacle Award.
In the middle of the 20th century, the phrase larger than life was famously used for the first time by the New Yorker magazine to describe Sir Winston Churchill. Today it would be just as appropriate to ascribe it to this man.
And I don't have the lungs for it.
It's a Santa Claus laugh.
He's famous for his laugh. Tim's laugh is infectious. When he laughs, the whole room laughs with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, AWCI is proud to present its 2018 Pinnacle Award to Mr. Tim Wies, President of T.J. Wies Contracting. When you hear the phrase larger than life, you might think of physical size. In fact, his sister knows how he grew to the size he is today.
When he came home from the hospital, my dad stayed home with my mom and Tim for about a week, and then he decided to go back into the office. Everything's fine. The end of the week, Mom says, "Jim, I need some more formula. I'm almost out. I won't be able to go through next week, so can I have some extra money to go get more formula?" And my dad says, "Why do you need more formula? What you had should have lasted at least 2 weeks." He's like, "How are you making the formula?" Well, instead of it being 2 parts water to 1 part formula, she did 2 parts formula to 1 part water. So he was getting way more calories and way more nutrients in that first week or so before she ran out of formula and had to fess up.
The Pinnacle Award is AWCI's most prestigious and elite honor and is only bestowed on an individual who meets multiple criteria. One of them is the excellence of their company.
So he came home one day and told me that he had decided that he was going to quit working for his dad and he was going to start his own business. And I knew that he was already thinking about this because the discussion had happened, but I didn't know if it would ever actually happen.
Tim started this business from nothing. Tim and Barb, working out of their house, they started it. He came from his father's business, and he started T.J. Wies all on his own.
So to say I was nervous would be an understatement because we had 2 little boys. I was teaching at the time at a Catholic school, so not big pay. But I knew he was sincere, and I trusted him. I knew he knew what he was doing. So I said, where were we going to put this? He said, we're going to put it in the basement. We did, and then we just moved forward.
That was in our basement for years, and then he bought this small house that's pretty close to where the office is now. It's at the top of the cul-de-sac pretty much, and worked out of there for another probably 5 or 6 years, and then finally was able to build this nice office.
And it was sort of, there were many times where we didn't know if we'd make the payroll, we didn't know how we'd make the payroll, and somehow something always worked out. And that's sort of how it's always been, and that's exactly what we say to this day. You know what? When things get tough, it'll all work out.
From probably starting out with 4 or 5 guys to 25 guys to 75 guys to now sometimes 250, 300. Tim's taken a business and surrounding himself with the best guys in the industry. I don't know a person over here that works for Tim that doesn't say he's the best boss they've ever had.
Tim always says if you want to grow, you grow for a certain reason. One of the reasons you grow is for opportunities for your employees. So he's a big believer in that.
One of the things Tim works on a lot, I think, is trying to develop and foster young people coming up. The mentorship that he can do and how he tries to teach that way is admirable.
Work hard, play hard. You know, he signs off his newsletters with that phrase. I think everyone who knows Tim think that sums him up. Works hard, plays hard. It's that passion. Whatever he does, he's passionate about.
The Pinnacle Award also honors that individual who has given unselfishly of his or her time and energies to benefit AWCI and the industry.
When we first started, I didn't think we could afford to be a part of AWCI because we didn't have any money. And he told me we couldn't afford not to be a part of AWCI because the knowledge that we would get from that would be tenfold. So we started going and didn't know anyone, and he slowly got on committees and he slowly worked his way up, and he got into a forum group, and I mean, now he's on all kinds of committees and always has been the president.
AWCI gives you the opportunity to kind of get out socially and have some fun as well. And I think Tim drives that just as much as he does constant improvement to the business or industry.
When I came in, he was extremely active. He's gone through the chairs, did his presidency, and that's a point where a lot of people walk away from stuff, but Tim hasn't. Tim has remained steadfast and involved. Tim is a huge supporter of AWCI. He is probably one of the best ambassadors AWCI has.
For my father, it has been priceless. He started his company 25 years ago, and pretty much where we are here today is solely to do with AWCI and a lot of the great conversations and relationships my dad has had along the way, and utilizing those to come up with great original ideas and bring them to the marketplace, which has allowed us to grow.
He was right. I've learned so much from Tim over the years that we could never have gotten as far as we did without the people and the support at AWCI.
Civic and community service are two more criteria that make up the Pinnacle Award.
I think that Tim and Barb set a wonderful, wonderful example of how to be generous to the surrounding company that has built them to where they are now.
I'm a consultant with T.J. Wies of Tim's company. What we do, we try to find them African-American young men and women to get in the construction industry. And that was interesting because Tim approached me some years ago and wanted to make sure he can diversify his company and have inclusion and have everyone a part of being in this industry.
Tim does all kinds of charity work. If there's a need, Tim Weese is there to help. If I were to make a phone call and say, Tim, we have a project, this person needs help. He says, first thing he'll say is, how soon do you need it? That's Tim. He's always there.
I think his loyalty and his generosity are probably the things that I admire most. You can always depend on him. He's always going to be there for you.
A couple years ago, I was invited out to deer camp with Tim, and I came out and spent a week or so out here, and we got done hunting, and Tim said, can we head back to St. Louis a day early? He was going to be handing out turkeys to the needy. And what amazed me about that was Tim wanted to be there, and he wanted to be handing them out. He didn't want to just hire someone to do it. He wanted to actually be there.
When they had a Proposition A that wanted to disband the unions, his company would have benefited if they disbanded the unions. He fought, he became the face against it, against his own interests. I mean, what that tells you about his character. If there's a proposition to say, hey, let's get rid of the unions, he said, no, it's not about me. It's about me making sure my company, my folks that's working for me, people in this community who's working 9 to 5, working to protect their families and secure for their families.
How do you acknowledge that individual who merits our industry's recognition? When you can choose someone larger than life, the choice is easy. There's no question Tim Weese has demonstrated he knows how to work hard. But does he play hard equally well?
Those of us who know Tim well know he likes to keep people around him kind of off balance and don't want to get people too close. Well, we were on a customer outing. There was myself and several of our customers were on outing, and Tim was one of those customers. And we were, it was outdoors, and a rainstorm came upon us. raining pretty hard, and we were standing on a hillside. And we're all kind of watching it rain. We were undercover, and Tim slowly stands up, takes off his shirt, stretches, takes about 4 quick steps, and does a belly walk down this hill. And if you can imagine Tim Weese going just in his shorts down the hill, and it was raining hard enough, there was actually a wake coming out from underneath of him. Everyone was just dumbstruck. Tim stood up, shook himself off like a bear, walked up and sat down, never said a word.
He's taking Fridays off now, so he said he was going to start to move on, and he thought his new title should be the Director of Fun.
I am not a hunter, but my brother considers himself a hunter. But between you and I'm not so sure how much he wants to be out there to kill the deer. I think he still thinks of them as a beautiful, majestic animal. I think he's had more opportunity to shoot a deer and missed than he's actually taken a deer.
We were in South Dakota one time pheasant hunting, and the grass and the corn and the weeds were way over our heads, and we're on one side of the field hunting away, and on the other side of the field, somebody said, "Tim Weese is here."
I steal like half the ideas on my cooking from him, you know. Most of the time, me and my wife are trying to cook stuff and give it to him, and you see like, oh, he likes it? All right, cool, we must have done okay, so, you know.
For a little bit, he thought about doing competition barbecuing, and I successfully talked him out of doing that.
He's a jokester. Actually, recently we were talking about names for our baby. We didn't know we were having at that time, and we had been up at the family farm, and we had shared with Tim the names we were thinking, and we hadn't actually got a chance to tell Barb, and he just made up 2 names, Aegon and Celeste, just to kind of mess with Barb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the larger-than-life winner of AWCI's 2018 Pinnacle Award, Mr. Tim Weese.
Congratulations, Tim, on winning the Pinnacle Award. I'm very proud of you, and I am sure that Mom and Dad are just as tickled for you.
Congratulations, Dad. You have had a lifetime of hard work and dedication. This is the pinnacle of your career. Enjoy today.
Congratulations, Dad. I'm really proud of you, and there's definitely no one more deserving of this award.
Congratulations, Tim. We're so excited for you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. You're a big man with a big personality, and congratulations once again.
Congratulations, Dad.
Congratulations, Tim, on winning the Pinnacle Award. I am very proud of you, and I'm very proud to work for T.J. Weese family.
Congratulations, Tim, on receiving the Pinnacle Award this year. You're a very deserving recipient, and I know you deserve it for all that you've done for the association and for our entire industry.
Tim, you're a remarkable person for 2 reasons. One, you're not the kind of guy that sees the glass half full. You're the kind of guy that sees the way to make it overflow. And the second reason you're remarkable is that you were smart enough to snag Barb when you had a chance.
Tim, congratulations on winning the Pinnacle Award. You've worked hard for it, you deserve it, and I love you dearly, buddy.
Tim, congratulations on winning the Pinnacle Award. You worked hard for it and you earned it.
Tim, congratulations. You deserve this award. You've worked your heart out for this award. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, my friend. Good job.
Tim, on behalf of the entire St. Louis community, I want to congratulate you on this award.
The Pinnacle Award, that is a highlight that you will enjoy for a long, long time. And it couldn't go to a better guy. Congratulations, Tim.
Big dog, and that's call you the big fella. I want to say from my heart, man, I am truly honored, and I tell you all the time, I'm truly honored and so thankful that God put you in my life and put me in your life. This is so well deserved for you, for the hard work, the commitment, the lives you've changed in this community, man. This is Tim Weese Day, and I'm honored to be a part of it, big fella. Congratulations.
Tim, when Steve called to tell me that you had won the Pinnacle Award this year, I was so happy and so proud of you. You've now joined an awesome group of men and women who have won this award before you. I can't think of anyone that is more deserving of this award than you. Congratulations.
I love you.
Tim, the Wies family, please come to the stage. Please make room for Tim, or he'll make his own room. You know, I got a towel. What you don't know.
Give me a hug, mother.
This is how we started our friendship years ago. So your eyes are leaking. So we went through all our rehearsal, and he said, Kenny, I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, Tim, I will stand right beside you. He said, you might have to hold my hand. I said, I don't think I can do that, but I'll stand right beside you. So he comes up on stage. I look at him. He starts talking, and I interrupted him. I said, okay, well, hold on a second. We need an adjustment here. And I pulled out this huge towel, put it over his head, because he was sweating onto his jacket, wiped him off. That started our relationship. And I will tell you that last year Steve said this was my last year. Well, I've been pressing to have him up here like he is today, and I would not have missed it for the world, because there's no question. He may be a big man, but this is one of the most important individuals that has ever served AWCI. And I cannot say that he doesn't accept it.
You're killing me.
And you also have to understand that when I went through we had a little problem when I was going through the chairs. And we had a delegation from, was it England? I think England. And they were standing across the room, and I saw Pat Boyd pointing at me, like, go talk to him. So Tim was standing behind me, and I said, Tim, and he was turned backwards. I said, Tim, those guys are coming over, and they're not happy about something. So I want you to turn around with your back to me, and when I say, and there was another individual, rather large, and I said, when I say, have you met my boys yet, I want you to turn around. So they came up, and this individual about my size with 3 other guys said, we're very disappointed. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Before we start this conversation, I said, have you met my boys? They both turned around, and they flanked me like this. He looked at me and said, mister, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from, but I'm not willing to mess with you either. And they turned around and left. That was it. So that is kind of what started some of our relationship, but I love this guy to death. And you're so deserving.
Thank you. Thank you. Come on up. Thanks, everybody. It's quite an honor. This isn't an award for me. This is an award for all the T.J. Weese family, everybody that helped me, and most of you guys in this room have helped me in one form or another. I'm not I always say I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer all the time, but I am absolutely the best pirate, and I have stolen ideas from every one of you guys in this room. One of the benefits, one of the biggest benefits of AWCI was the forum groups, and I want to thank my forum group members, Ronnie Fink from up in Rochester, Brian McGlone from New Jersey, Jeff Burley down in Florida, Mark Nabity, you all know Mark, Ed Sellers in Ohio, Jerry Reichs. Jerry, you did an awesome job tonight. The late Bruce Miller, Craig Daly. These guys are my brothers. We've shared fun. We've shared information. You guys have helped me build my company, and do the right thing all these years. Mike Taylor just joined us. We're all getting to be old timers, and we're going to start having more fun instead of talking work all the time. But thank you guys. You guys have helped me develop as a businessman and as a human being, and I truly appreciate it. Now we'll get to the real serious stuff. To my T.J. Weese family, all you guys out there, all the guys back working while we're all here having fun. You guys make this company. You guys make us run. You know, the guys out in the field, those guys are out there kicking ass and taking names every day, and we really appreciate it. That's who makes T.J. Wies Contracting the company we are. Thank you guys for believing me. You know, 25 years ago, had a fit of anger and made a decision and thought I could do something better than what was currently being offered, and I've got a pretty simple idea of how to lead people. You hire good people and you give them direction and give them instruction, and then you get the hell out of their way and let them do what they do best. And you know, you guys kick it. You guys kick it every day, and thank you. My family, thank you guys. Trevor, Cam, you know, I tried to be there all the time for all your events. You know, you're starting a business. It's difficult to handle your family and your business and all the commitments. And I hope I lived up to your expectations. You guys turned out to be great, fine young men. Married great young ladies. Thank you very much. Julie, Dave, thanks for being here. This is awesome. And lastly, to my wonderful wife. Come up here, Barbie. This little rabid Wolverine has been with me the whole time. And I love you. Thank you. Now, if I did this 8-10 years ago, and I'm going to do it again, so please humor me. Could I get all the contractors out here to stand up? Anybody that's a contractor or works for a contractor, everybody stand up, please. Come on, humor me. Okay, everybody kind of look around the room. Everybody over 42, please sit down. Everybody over 32, please sit down. I'm just going to ask you, are we really preparing ourselves as an industry? Take some time, think about it. Let's get some young people involved. Thanks. Enjoy your time. Thank you very much. This is quite the honor.
Okay, come on over here. Barb, get over here with them. I came prepared.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, circle around, tighten up. We're going to get some photos. I'd say shortest in front, but that's not going to happen. Again, Tim. Whoop.
I forgot.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, I forgot Texas. Jerry Smith is in our forum group too.
Oh.
That's where the rabid Wolverine comes in.
Maybe you were afraid because Nancy said, you know, he was a badass and you were concerned. Is that what started this? Ladies and gentlemen, please, again, give me a big round of applause for a very, very dear friend. You know, when I got that award, I could hardly carry it, but obviously this man has no problem. That might be a Thai class for you. Again, congratulations, family. You know, it does take a committed family to get to this point in life. There's no question.